Hey, everybody, welcome to the SOS Small Business Success Podcast for salon and spa owners. This is where your leadership journey begins. So I appreciate you being here. I am getting lots of new followers. I'm very excited about that. So I'm your host, Bonnie Bonadeo. I call myself the leadership architect because I focus in on leadership, communication, speaking, and branding. And I promise you, when you're a better leader, you will have better growth. When you're a better leader, you will have no recruitment problems. When you're a better leader, you will be profitable. When you're a better leader, you will be able to speak with clarity and inspire not only your team, but also your clients. And that will draw you back. And that's what our episode today is going to be about here a little bit. Um, you're not selling services, you're selling the voyage. All right. So, in the 5 anchors of success that I base my podcast on here, this is mindset. This is truly mindset right here. Now, obviously, you're going to have to take some action with it afterwards because you're going to need to evaluate where do you stand in what I'm about to share with you. Okay. Mindset and vision. So, there was an article in the Wall Street Journal and it said, here's how it was headlined: America now has more spas and gyms than stores selling actual stuff. So this is big, you guys. First time in history, there are more service-based businesses taking up leased space in America than retail outlets that are selling stuff. Now, we all know this. We've seen this now for the last 5, 6, 8 years, this transition happening. We're all buying online for goods and, the goods, but the services now, we're still going out to dinner. We're still, you know, going and getting our teeth cleaned and getting a pedicure type of thing, getting our hair done. What's going to happen here is in this ultimate shift that's happening here, it's going to start turning into the truth, the experience economy, because that's what they say we're in. We're in the experience economy, right? And this experience economy is going to start really testing your brand and your business. Because if you're not offering an experience, there's going to be opportunities for your clients to start seeing and going elsewhere. Okay. So low vacancy rates will start to fill with more service based businesses. The happy hour change. So alcohol sales are down, right? They've been down for the last couple of years. Spas and gyms are now creating the happy hour, the community and feel that's happening. And if you look at our business, beauty business, being so fragmented, and even the gym business, like these two verticals are so fragmented that an entire plaza in your neighborhood could be filled up with a salon, a facial place, a foot spa, a medi spa, um, a, a, an extension salon. Okay. And then you've got the gyms, you've got the Pilates, you've got the yoga, you've got the CrossFit, you've got like all these other things in that vertical as well. And this is when we are leaving our houses, we're leaving our houses to go experience these service-based businesses. And we're evaluating them. We're evaluating this where I want to spend my money, right? So again, you're not selling services or transactions anymore. You're selling the voyage. So I want you to think about that experience that the client is having, not just coming in to get her hair done, but what's going to keep her coming back, especially as this concept grows. And here's 3 areas that I need you to think about. This is my viewpoint on it. Okay. So, what does this mean for our industry? Is it more competition or just awareness? Well, I think it's a little of both. Here's the awareness: many more beauty locations of all types, lashes, facials, medi spas, foot spas, all of that. They're all going to start filling the vacancies within these plazas. Clients are going to see more options in every plaza. So, what's going to keep them in your business? If they're driving by and they're like, oh, new salon just opened up, or oh, look, a new spa just opened up. Oh, it's a facial place. Maybe I just need to go there for my facials. Like when this starts happening, they're going to experience it. They're going to want to go and experience it. And if it's a better experience, they're not going to come back to you. Now, second, the people business. People first, beauty second. So I'm going to add that in here. Okay. Experience, because we're in the people business. Then it's about beauty. experience in the people business. So, how are you making people feel? The experience economy is upon us, big time. Those that evolve from a service transaction to an experience value will win. In other in other words, you may actually stay in business compared to the person next to you that's not taking this experience economy seriously. And then of course, here's the third trend is that this the suite to salon trend. So suite stylists are starting to realize that there's no end game here and that there's no growth possible. They're working very hard. They're wearing every single hat. They're the technician. If you listen to my podcast from the last podcast, 145, 146, podcast 146, you will hear me talk about the technician, the manager, and the entrepreneur. Well, the suite stylist is wearing all of the hats and playing all three of those roles. Rents continuing to climb in those locations because it's not really sustainable. They have this big building and they're only 50 to 60% capacity in some cases. So the rent's going to keep going up for the people that are in it in order for them to maintain some level of profitability for the building. You'll start to see plazas as more growth opportunities and thus more sales in every plaza. So these suite people are going to be like, you know what? I'm spending this much a week on my suite, but I could go over here and open up a small salon for maybe the same price or even less. Hire people, and then I don't have to work so hard. Well, you're going to work hard no matter what in this industry. That's just how it works. But they're going to see opportunities to shift, which means that there could be more competition, certainly more awareness here. Now, the exclusives that we had back in the day that we could say we have a contract that states that we are going to be the only beauty business within this plaza. That is going away. That will not happen anymore. And as a matter of fact, they'll probably try to make that happen, even if you have those exclusives, but that's not going to exist. So be prepared for something right next to you, or one door over that might be the competition for you. Now, here's what it really comes down to. It's the same client, guys. It's the same wallet. She's spending the same amount of money. And yes, she's still spending money on retail items. She's just buying a lot more of that online. But it's a different experience. And I have to ask you, what experience are you doing that's different? That's going to have them come back. That's not going to have them see that there's maybe more or better competition around the corner, down the street, or potentially in the same plaza as you. So why you? Why do they need to come back to you? What are you offering that's going to make a difference? What is your team doing or not doing that is allowing clients to come back? We know that a new client retention rate is only about 30% right now. So if you're below that, then you're really not getting these clients back. So we have to do everything we can to maintain this level of retention that needs to happen in order to survive. And the experience economy is what you need to start thinking about. What's your experience like as you walk in to your business? I mean, I sat in the chair yesterday and got my hair done. And when I'm sitting in that chair, I am looking around and I'm really focusing on what is the experience that I'm seeing happening around me as a client and what other clients are experiencing. It's always a different perspective, right? All right, that's it, you guys. It's a real quick one today. Thank you for joining me. Now, these particular podcasts are going to happen every other week, so you'll see those dropped on Wednesdays. But the other Wednesdays that I'm going to be starting to do in April is I'm going to do some roundtables, some SOS roundtables. And this is going to be where we can actually have the dialogue, because this is me talking out to you. And thank you again for listening and following me. And you know that you can go on YouTube as well and watch these as little training modules, right? But the roundtables, I want to be a conversation. I don't want them to be a presentation. I don't want them to be selling you something. I want them to be just a conversation that where you're struggling and what needs to happen. So look for the emails on the SOS roundtables, the salon owner roundtables, so that we can start dialoguing a little bit more. And then be sure, if you're coming to the ABS Chicago, jump in on the Beauty Leadership Lab program that we're doing at ABS Chicago, April 18th of this year, which is 2026, if you're listening to this much later. But you'll be able to check my website and get updates on where I'm at and what's happening. So stay tuned. But thanks for joining me. Talk to you guys later.